Along to another edition of It's Too Bright for Me to See the Damn Ball. I'm Jonathan Grace, joined by Kaylee Robinson. All right.
All right. I don't know if I could top that. All good?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sullivan Field for another edition of LMU Lions Men's Soccer. On behalf of Kaylee Robinson, I'm Jonathan Grace.
Yes.
Welcome along, Kaylee. It's a beautiful day for soccer.
It is a beautiful day, beautiful afternoon here in Los Angeles, California. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's a great day. Great day for some soccer.
It is indeed. As you said, it's hard to beat the weather down here. It's nice and overcast, not too hot, not too cold. Got some youngsters out on the field with the team, as I'm sure you can see on your monitor, running off there to the bottom corner. This afternoon's matchup, LMU Lions facing UC Davis.
Oh, yes.
LMU off to a good start this season, 3-1. They have not had a goal scored against them since August.
I think they've had 7 goals themselves so far this year, so doing pretty great. Scoring a lot more, you know, making a lot more attempts. Just doing very good this season so far.
Absolutely. I think that's something that changed a lot from last season to this season. LMU just setting themselves up and giving themselves offensive opportunities. They struggled with that mightily last year.
Yes.
It's so nice to see it. They look like a whole other ball club.
Oh, awesome. Great to see.
Well, let's get you the starting lineups. First, we'll start things off with LMU. Kaylee, go for it.
All right, LMU, our starting lineup, we have at defender, number 4, Nick Deschaux. At defender, number 5, Gerardo Lopez. At forward, number 9, Francis Avoci. At midfield, number 11, CJ Neville. At midfield, number 12, Gaten Rowe, who is also a transfer from Paris, France, so that is very cool. At midfield, number 15, Alex Liu. At midfield, number 16, Leo Zuli. At defender, number 23, Christian Wood. At midfield, number 29, Noel Caliscan. He's a freshman, so great start. He's had a great year so far. At midfield, number 34, Narciso Cervantes. And for our goalkeeper, number 98, Jacob Jackson.
Well, thank you very much, Kaylee. And now, as the UC Davis team takes the field, UC Davis in the road navies, LMU in the home whites with red shorts and red numbers and accents. We'll give you the visitors lineup. For UC Davis, in goal number 1, Wallace Lapsey. The goalkeeper, 6'5", the senior out of Seattle. He'll be hard to miss in goal. Number 2, playing forward, Adam Mickelson. He's joined defensively by Max Glasser, number 4. And at the midfield, it's Max Arfton starting things off. He's joined defensively by Sean Bilter, Andy Vasquez, the second midfielder of the day, wearing number 14, number 16, the second forward, Jai Citizen. Joined by the part midfielder, part defender, number 18, Nabi Kibanguchi. Also playing defense, Jake Hopt, number 20, Connor Tripton, number 23. At the midfield as we get things rolling. And last but not least, number 27, Luke Justo at the midfield.
Starting things off right now.
So LMU will take it to the far side as they look to clear the ball transition. Always so important in this game. We've seen LMU struggle with it a little bit, but at the same token, they made things really difficult. They go for kind of a full court press type defensive strategy where they put pressure on the ball from the goalkeeper backwards. That seems to work really well for them.
Yes, that pressure has definitely been working since they have scored at least 7 goals this year. They've been off to a great start.
Absolutely, and that's not even including preseason.
Exactly.
So LMU with the throw-in, now trying to control the ball, and they'll throw it away. So Max Glasser will take the throw-in for UC Davis. All the way back to the keeper. So this is that full pressure defense that we were talking about, Kaylee. LMU making it very difficult in transition, and that transition game is key. You can't score if you can't get the ball to the other side of the field. And a beautiful takeaway, but called for a foul.
He is down.
LMU can't believe it. Looks like CJ Neville got caught with a leg out there.
CJ Neville with 1 goal of the 7 this year for LMU.
It was a beauty, too, assisted by Gaten Rowe. And Duhaney Williams, who I'm sure we will see later in this game. Ball through now, LMU capitalizing off the unforced error. And Dosho air mills one up to midfield. Still a contested ball as both teams fight for possession. A beautiful kick there by number 14 in Navy. UC Davis will take the throw-in. It'll be Glasser once again on the throw-in. But all the credit to Andy Velasquez, who made that possible.
Andy Velasquez also has some high mentions from his previous years at UC Davis. 2018 Big West All-Star Conference team has had 1 goal this season, so definitely a front runner in the UC Davis lineup, as you can see starting here.
At that center mid position, so key, as we said. We'll bring it up again, the transition game. A lot of times you rely on the ball skills of your center midi. CJ Neville fighting for it there. Gaten Rowe now hands it off. And LMU don't have the numbers, but they're going to try for the cross. Running out of angle, a weak shot.
And so close.
Well, I like to see LMU pushing offensively, and they get the ball back. So they'll try to continue their offensive stand here. Dosho under immediate pressure, and now they're fighting for it.
Back to the goal.
Scary stuff there for a moment.
Got really intense.
So Jacob Jackson in command of his defense. We've seen him start all but 1 game this season. As Gaten Rao hits the turf. Turn things over to LMU for a free kick. Back to the defense. Gerardo Lopez playing now once again the last 2 games after a red card. Caught him out for a little while.
Gerardo Lopez quick on his feet. Great ball handling skills.
Absolutely, Kaylee, and that's part of what makes him such an integral part of this defense. He's able to get the ball and cover it so quickly. Good defensive recovery there on the other side of the field from UC Davis. Kibanguchi able to get back to it quickly, but LMU not letting this one go. Kibanguchi once again back in the middle, still trying to get it over. Gaten Rowe hot on his heels. Up to the midfield and kicked out by LMU. The Lions faithful loving it there for stopping the momentum. Christian Wood also joining Gerardo Lopez after a couple games out. Or 1 game and a half out, I suppose, after the red card. Now ball in the middle of the field of Ochi, all the way up to Liu on the far side, who runs out of real estate.
Liu is very quick on his feet, so surprising he didn't get to that. I have seen him just run all across the field this postseason and season coming in here. Very quick.
He's so fun to watch, Kaylee, because he is so quick, and on top of that, he's controlled and he has such good ball handling skills that, you know, he's such a force to be reckoned with.
Definitely.
We've seen him play on this near side. Now he's playing on the top side, top of your screen, a little bit towards the left. Gaten Rao putting great pressure on, forcing the keeper to send one up to midfield. Wallace Lapsley certainly under pressure there from the Frenchman. So no real winner here in terms of possession. 5.5 minutes in, we'll try to keep you updated as much as possible on time. We know you can't see it on your screen there, so we will be your unofficial, or your official rather.
Official eyes to the prize.
There you go. Gerardo Lopez sends one up, and it's going to be a foot race down to the end line, a slide tackle and out. Glasser got a foot on that one and stopped the Lions' roll, but the ball will stay with LMU. So Christian Wood looking to throw in. Say now possession will be turned over. 6 minutes and 20 seconds gone by. Glasser looks for help at the midfield, doesn't find it. Gaten Rao trying to get it out of the Mustangs' hands. Mustangs' hooves, I guess. Avoche in the middle, and now takes a hard fall. So Davis now not really sure where that one was going. There was no one there. Dosho now playing this middle spot. We haven't seen him do that before. He covers the middle when he collapses, but otherwise he's out on that far side. 6'5" is Nick Dosho.
Very tall. Easy for him for that headbutt there.
He does like to utilize the header a lot. It's something that he can use, as you said, because of his height.
Yes.
You see it on corner kicks a lot. He's very, very efficient. Francis Avoce now in trouble. Tries to get it off to his team, and he does. CJ Neville, potentially a chance. Running at an angle, but it's in the box. Can they cross? No. Gain Rao in the middle of the goal, sends one in. And Avoce!
Goal!
Francis Avoce, goal number 1. 7 minutes and 28 seconds into this contest.
Great start for Avoce there.
And Francis Avoce, after getting that first goal, he has been on a roll, Kaylee.
Yes, that is his second goal of the season now. He scored one previously, but he is on a roll, starting things off with a bang.
That's what we like to see. He was their highest goal scorer last year and looks to be doing it again so far. We're only a couple games into the season, but the Lions have not had a start this quick yet in a match. 7 minutes and 28 seconds into this game, and UC Davis is already playing catch-up. So LMU able to break down the Mustangs' defense. This one's sailing towards the midline and out. Kibanguchi handed it off to Glasser. Now back to Kibanguchi. That center defender, he's so quick. You saw how much territory he was able to cover in a short amount of time. He uses his height and those long legs to his advantage. And a big, tough header there by Christian Wood. And a beautiful takeaway in center field. Andy Velasquez once again. LMU might need to do a better job of covering him off. He's running all over the place in the center of the field and taking balls away left and right. 8.5 into this contest. Great takeaway by Liu in the bottom corner, using that speed that Kaylee mentioned earlier. Now Dosho trying to get it out of trouble. Airmails one up towards the midline. And Kibanguchi flying a mile high to get in front of that one.
Kibanguchi is also one of the front runners of this team. He actually had a 2018 preseason All Big West One Conference Team award and in 2017 and in 2018. So
wow,
he's definitely one of their best starters so far.
Well, it certainly shows. We're only 9 minutes into this one, and despite the scoreboard, he has been all over the field,
all
Kaylee.
Over the field.
So Deschaux now tries to get one up again. Avoce. Undoubtedly, they'll be covering him off a little bit better now. So LMU now trying to work that far side. You got to be careful, though. They're running out of room. Leo now goes to work. Tries the low side. Doubled up right off the bat. The ball go out.
Though Leo does have his speed, it's very, very noticeable to the other team, which is why they're double teaming on him on there. And so it's so hard for getting in and out of, his players. So, I mean, even though it is an advantage, there also is a disadvantage knowing he does have the speed.
Absolutely. So 2 shots on goal for the Lions, one of which found the back of the net. This will be corner kick number 1. They start things off really quick. Liu coming back out, and a bit of an unforced error there. Hate to see that one. Leo, I think, just put a little bit too much mustard on it and sailed out of bounds. A bit of a slow restart there for the Mustangs, but they do get things rolling. LMU puts pressure on right away and takes it away. Rowe back to the middle of the field, off to Avoce. And now UC Davis looks to take control. Rao all over it, though. Liu a little bit out of position on that far side, but recovers well. Kibanguchi getting Rao trying for the takeaway. Beautiful cross there, and CJ Neville nearly had it, but it looked like Glasser got a heel on it, and that may have saved the day. That could have very easily been goal number 2. Deschaux now tries to get things off to his midfielders. Liu under pressure once again. Undoubtedly, Kaylee, these guys will have watched plenty of LMU film, and they'll know that Liu is such a threat, and that's why they're doubling him up so quickly.
Know he can get across the field quick. Know he can get in past those situations, so it's very apparent that they're doubling him up. I mean, it's going to be really hard for LMU to get past all of their double teaming.
Absolutely. We've seen as he becomes more and more of a threat as minutes tick by. Sometimes head coach Paul Crumpy will take him out in favor of someone else, but mainly that's just to give his legs some rest. He's using so much energy out there.
And Leo is only a sophomore here at LMU. He only started 2 games last year out of the 12 matches that he appeared in. So he's definitely becoming more of a prominent starter and doing well so far in this season.
Gaten Rao crossing him up. Oh my goodness, 27. Luke Justo was just juked out of his cleats as the Parisian got past him. Gaten Rao doing a great job, taking the place of Bastian Oberle, who's still on the injury reserve.
Noel Caliscan, very, very aggressive when it comes to his playing right here. He's a freshman, doing great so far, has started almost every game this season. So he's definitely stepping it up in terms of his play.
And you love to see that too, when freshmen come right out of high school and they're just ready to play and they accept the challenge. Oh, and Jackson nearly in a bit of trouble there, but Jacob Jackson able to fly in out of nowhere and take control, gets that one away. 12 minutes and 52 seconds have gone by. Your score is 1-0, LMU on top. Throwing now on the far side, deep in LMU territory goes the ball. LMU's going to have to be careful here. We're seeing the Mustangs penetrate a little bit deeper into LMU's defense, and a nearly a close call there. There's the ball gets very deep in the box.
Nice save by Christian Wood right there.
Sometimes you'd swear Christian Wood was the goalkeeper with how he flies in defensively and saves the day.
Very, very good defensive skills out there.
I think that's something that's really been strong for LMU. This defense has been the backbone of their team, and if it weren't for those guys, Wood and Dosho and Gerardo Lopez, you know, they wouldn't be able to get that ball into transition and then off to their offense to go to work. So hats off to those 3 gentlemen.
A lot of speed on the team too. I mean, I feel like every player on the team is very versatile and very defensive in their gameplay. So when you have that, I mean, you're unstoppable at this point.
Absolutely, and LMU off to one of their best starts in the past 5 years. Just a shade under 14 minutes now as the ball goes past the end line, and there'll be a goal kick now for Jacob Jackson. A little bit of wind coming in. Maybe that marine layer starting to fill the skies over Sullivan Field. It is still a pretty nice day here.
A little bit of breeze, feeling nice.
70 degrees with an ocean breeze, as they say.
Oh, always. Love that line.
Liu gets caught out just a little bit quick. Restart from UC Davis. Now they look to try to go to the middle. But look how quickly LMU's defense collapses there. They're going to have to work to the outsides, but they'll have to be careful. Those crosses right there can really get you. Nearly an opportunity there. And Adam Mickelson is visibly upset. Kicking himself there after that one. He had the ball right in his clutches, and you know, I don't know that there was much he could have done about that one. He was in the right place at the right time. It just sailed past him. 15 minutes and 10 seconds have gone by here. 1-0 is your score. UC Davis has yet to put a shot on goal. No corner kicks for the Mustangs and no meaningful possession time offensively to work with.
You can see that Davis is really, really struggling with the pressure that LMU is putting on them. I mean, you can see just the clump of LMU players around UC Davis, so they're putting great pressure on them. And UC Davis has quite a record from their past years, and I think that Lions are handling them pretty well this year.
Absolutely. LMU, of course, coming off their Friday win against Sacramento State, 3-0. They cleaned house there. LMU on a 3-game win streak so far, and of those 3 games, they have not allowed a goal against. Gaten Rao getting bulldozed there, and it'll be a foul called undoubtedly. That'll be Kibenguchi, excuse me.
Very interesting name.
Yeah. It's a mouthful for sure.
Tongue twister.
Gain ran out now trying to chase that one down, but will be called offsides. And Wallace Lapsley will hand things off to Kibanguchi. So UC Davis trying to use this quick restart as much as they can, maybe trying to catch LMU on the back foot. That one a little bit too wide. LMU is going to try to box out and see what they can do with it. A shot into the goal. Don't know how he got that one off accurately, but what a shot. Credit where credit is due. It was a beautiful shot there from the corner. I believe that was Jai Citizen. Lapsley again with it. So Kibanguchi, who's seen the ball maybe more than any other player on the field today, starting things off defensively, but Avoche intercepts that one, and now trying to give the Lions a chance, but it'll go out of bounds before he can go to work with it.
Avoche sitting at 6'4", quite a tall guy. Definitely a, threat to any team. I mean, when you have that power behind you, it's kind of easy to team up and see that he is a threat.
Oh, absolutely. He uses that height to his advantage all the time as Deshow, another tall man on the field, gets it back to his keeper, and now back to Deshow. Oh, and they're playing hot potato with it back and forth. But you're right, Kaylee. Avoche uses that height to his advantage. Oftentimes he's able to get a full head higher than his defenders, and that helps so much when trying to bring the ball down and control it and start a possession. 18 minutes gone by, score still 1-0. UC Davis does have one shot on goal though. LMU has only 2.
Also a lot of power from Nick Deshow. I mean, also he's 6'5", tallest on the team, I believe. He has a lot of power coming behind the ball, and as he kicks across that field, you can just see the power behind him.
Oh, absolutely. He uses all of that length as leverage, literally.
Very nice guy also. Very, very nice guy.
And a slower restart than we're used to seeing here from UC Davis, but a little give and go. They'll kick one way up to the center, trying to maybe header one in, but a little bit too far. Day late and a dollar short. LMU chasing it down, though, trying to force them to the outside. Of course, you always want to try to force those outside shots rather than ones in the middle. And LMU fighting for it and muscling there is CJ Neville, who looks disappointed, but he has no reason to be, because he got that one away and got the ball right back into the Lions' paws. So LMU back with it. Deshow on the far side. Now trying to get it into the middle. Deshow a little closer to the center than he's used to. But UC Davis comes right back. We can see again why momentum is so important in soccer. Oh, big collision there as Christian Wood is not called with any foul. Gayton Rowe putting good pressure on. Now Kibanguchi has to get it out of trouble. 19 minutes and 45 seconds. Rowe comes flying in. Ball now at the midfield. UC Davis has it. Now trying to cut to the middle again. Tripped up just outside the box. Going to be careful to avoid the foul call there. Looked like Jai Citizen was tripped up a little bit. Gerardo Lopez, who hasn't seen a ton of action today, but has been in the right place at the right time defensively with every time UC Davis has come down and tried to attack. You can see Jacob Jackson putting his hands out there, trying to slow things down. They'll go back to him again, and now he gets it up to his midfield, who was wide open. Calixon gets it off to Avoche. Got to avoid the offsides call. Does. He gets it off to Liu, but kicked away out of bounds. Great defensive recovery there from the Mustangs. So Kaylee, LMU is up 1-0, but they aren't controlling the ball that much in terms of possession time.
Definitely not. I mean, in terms of possession, I think it's 50-50 right now, but I just think they have a lot of, LMU has a lot of control with their ball as opposed to UC Davis, and has a lot of pressure on them, as I said before. Really easy for them to score compared to that because they're not putting much pressure on LMU.
Absolutely, and if you give LMU that room, they will use it. Give them an inch and they'll take a mile and a half. UC Davis, on the other hand, having a hard time really controlling the ball for any meaningful period of time down in LMU territory. Now Lapsley taking his sweet time as he gets one down towards midfield. Quite a bit of wind now over Sullivan Field, so that'll affect how the ball travels ever so slightly. CJ Neville doing a great job of trying to keep it in bounds, but will it be Gaten Rowe or his defender who gets it? Foul called, and he's upset with that one. Gotta be careful not to avoid a card there as he kicked one away. So Kibanguchi will hand it off to his teammate for a restart. Andy Velasquez gets it back to his defender, and now they'll go to work. Gaten Rao all over it once again. Now Oboche playing a little defense himself as Liu chases down to recover on the far side. LMU gets it right back, and it's Liu now playing the center. CJ Neville wide open, but no, Calixon didn't see him. So Lapsley calls for it, gets it back to Kibanguchi.
Kibanguchi's commanding the field. You can just see the way that he's just presenting himself and acting almost as if a leader on the team. You can just see commanding his teammates, you know. He's definitely one of the front runners on the team.
Oh, absolutely. Part of what makes him so dangerous is not only is he a great athlete, a great player, but he's also poised and controlled and a leader. You can see how much the team looks to him when he starts off things offensively. He's literally the centerpiece of the defense.
Definitely, and you know, having all those recognitions behind you, all Big West Conference team, first team, freshman team, went his freshman year in 2017. So he's
now he comes into the middle of the box and tripped up, and foul will be called. Sorry to cut you off there, Kaylee.
All good, all good. A lot of commotion happening.
As we were talking about him, Kibanguchi came all the way in, and it looks like it might be a free kick now for the Mustangs. It will. And now LMU's got to be careful. Just like that, things can turn around so quickly. You can see LMU forming that wall. Gaten Rao now collapsing in. You see Jacob Jackson trying to guess which way it's going to go. We saw LMU score this way. The ball sails high, and he was in the right place too, so a lucky break there. And boy, you could see the team's blood pressure go through the roof there. So a handful of substitutions now. About half the pitch has been changed. Gaten Rao, Alex Liu taking a seat. Some fresh faces, some fresh legs. Sometimes that's the spurt of energy you need to get things going again, Kaylee. So Jackson now kicks it up to midfield, but kicks it away, and just like that, UC Davis is going to get another shot.
Got a sub in Danny Garcia. He's a sophomore. You know, he started 3 starts last year out of 15 games that he actually played. So he's scored 1 goal this year. I mean, definitely not a bad substitution if you ask me.
Absolutely. That's something that LMU has too, is they have great depth and they have a lot of substitutions, or subs rather, that can come on and really make an impact. And sometimes you don't see that. You can even physically see it with how many people UC Davis has on the bench and how many people LMU has on the bench. That's something that, you know, is so dangerous.
Yeah, they have depth for sure, and I mean, even our players on the bench, the Lions, have great depth, as you said.
Certainly makes things challenging for your opponent if you have people that can continue to come on, who have not been playing, who are not tired, come on and make the same impact as the guy they're replacing. So UC Davis now trying to cut to the middle, gets past one defender, tripped up by another. Good transition game. Ball is out, and out comes Lapsey. Able to get to it in time. Can be such a risky thing. You know, hats off to these goalkeepers who will, you know, literally put their body on the line there to save the ball. It's always so impressive to see. So Lapsley now heads one out. And just like that, it's into the LMU box. Maybe a try here from the outside. A shot taken off a foot of a Lion defender. And boy, that one was close. Looked like Cervantes got it off his cleat.
Cervantes has quite a impression behind him. First team all-conference last year, and he's definitely starting it off well.
So a handful of substitutions for the visiting team as well. So say, all right, we may not have quite the depth, but we'll match you on the subs, and maybe that match of fresh legs will give them the spark they need. Aboche now a beautiful cross to the middle, called for offsides, and LMU can't believe it. Aboche with a beautiful cross there to the center. And it looked for sure like Alexson was going to put that one in the back of the net. Boy, if he was offsides, it must have been by an inch. That was close.
Very, very close. Did not look like it.
Of course, the officials down there have a better view of that than we do up here.
Correct.
And a lot of times they'll see things that we don't. CJ Neville now fighting for it. Christian Wood trying to keep it on this near side, bottom of your screen in the middle. Gets it kicked away. Can he get some help from Lopez? Yes, he can.
That was great defense by number 23, Christian Wood. He definitely knows how to handle the ball well. Got around his defender very, very well.
And a yellow card being shown. We'll get you more information on who that was directed at, but it looked like a Mustang hit the turf pretty hard. Was that Connor Tipton? I believe it was. So yellow card awarded, I shouldn't say awarded, but shown to Dehaney Williams at 27 minutes and 54 seconds.
You know, with the pressure also comes that overpressure, and that's when we've seen a lot of yellow cards from the Lions in these past few games. So, I mean, you give and you get, I guess.
Absolutely, and that's a really great point, Kaylee. Sometimes we do see this Lions team get a little bit flustered, and you know, especially as the game goes on, it gets more physical, everyone's tired, and it gets a little bit chippy and loose out there, and that's when we see things like yellow cards, red cards, mistakes that don't necessarily need to happen.
The emotions come out, that is for sure.
Absolutely. Lions showing their teeth, I guess you could say.
And number 3, Sean Cooper, check into the game.
Suella Tini coming in, joined by Cooper for the Mustangs. LMU now trying to maintain possession, but they certainly do not have the numbers there. And it'll go the other way. The Lions will keep it. 28 minutes, 29 minutes now gone by. Score still 1-0. And just like that, UC Davis was not putting any shots on goal, and now they've put more on the board than LMU. Back to the middle, that one kicked away, unforced error. LMU's going to have to be careful now. You don't want to play sloppy against a team like UC Davis. They will take advantage of that, absolutely. LMU's 3-1 in the season, so is UC Davis. They just have one tie in there as well. And a beautiful shot, nearly top corner there. And Lapsley had to jump for it and pray that it wasn't going to go in, but
Corner kick for the Lions.
I think Lapsley might have gotten a fingertip on it and was able to get it out of harm's way, but it results in a corner kick for LMU. And UC Davis has seen some pretty tough teams this year so far. Started things off on the road against Wisconsin, then faced Marquette where it was a tie. Ball now out to the top corner of the box. Kicked all the way in, a beautiful crossman, Lapsley all over it. It could have been a shot in and of itself. We've seen the Lions score from that position twice now this season. That one airmailed all the way a little bit too far. The wind may have carried it. But UC Davis did take a win against the number 25 team in the country, Air Force. That was 2-0. So they certainly know what they're doing.
Definitely a tough competitor for LMU, and they're handling them pretty well so far. I mean, we are ahead 1-0, and, you know, handling them pretty well.
Absolutely. So Kibanguchi seeing some action once again. It's a good matchup between Kibanguchi and Avoce. Both tall, both very fast, and both very poised. It's going to be a fun matchup to watch throughout the rest of this game. Glasser now taking it.
Out by Noel.
It was good work there to make sure it went off of his defender. Christian Wood now taking the throw in. 31 minutes have gone by here at Sullivan Field. It's getting a little bit chilly out here, Kaylee.
Very chilly, but that also means a lot of wind and a lot of room for the ball to carry, so they have to be careful with how they kick the ball and how it moves in this wind for sure.
Absolutely, especially on longer shots. You're going to have to calculate your shot for that wind, and that can be so hard to do on the fly. That's why I'm up here commentating and not down there playing.
Exactly. Quick feet. And all because of those ladders. Conditioning does a lot to that.
Ball sent sky high as Williams tries to fight for it. And LMU calling for a foul there, and now they'll get it.
Definitely, you could see the T-shirt being pulled.
But I think the foul will actually be called on Francis Avoce. No correction, it was shown to be a UC Davis foul. It looked like Avoce was the recipient there. Oh, now some pushing and shoving going on between Avoce and his defender. Ball comes straight in. And no good. Boy, Francis Avoce was certainly getting into it there with Connor Tipton. Now Lapsley will take his time. Just a shade under 33 minutes have gone by in the first 45 minutes here. Now LMU's defense is going to have to recover quickly. They managed to kick it just wide, but it's always a tricky situation when you have one forward or striker who's exceptionally quick. Of course, in Tim Weidlinger, who can handle the ball like no one's business, and you know, despite the fact that he's surrounded by a sea of white jerseys, he can still get the ball off, and he nearly did there. LMU tied at 3 shots on goal apiece. It'll be a corner kick for the Mustangs. Ball comes in and comes right back out. So we'll take another corner kick. Let's try this thing again, shall we?
Corner kick by Dylan Wood. He's a senior for the Aggies. Appeared in 15 of the team's 20 matches last year, making 3 starts. I mean, great stats so far. He's had 1 goal this season for the team.
Jackson flying in there to make the save. And correction, I'm so sorry. I've been saying Mustangs the whole game. It's the Aggies.
It's the Aggies.
Their mascot is a Mustang, but they are the UC Davis Aggies. My apologies there.
You win some, you lose some, you know?
Boy, ain't that the truth. 34.5 minutes gone by. LMU still up on the Aggies of UC Davis.
Not the Mustangs.
Zip. Not the Mustangs.
Not the Mustangs.
So Lapsley takes his time once again. Interesting that he's taking so much time. You think down by 1, you'd want to get that final exclamation point right before the end of the half, but LMU kind of struggling in transition here a little bit. They're doing a good job of interrupting, but their defense is letting some stuff through there, but not Gerardo Lopez. No, says Gerardo Lopez. Kicks one away. Big cross to the far side.
Oh.
And Dosho
uses his height there, but he's definitely down. Took a hard fall.
Landed right on that inside shoulder. What an effort there, flying out there. Now they're going to stop time and call for the training staff. 35 minutes and 22 seconds. The clock has stopped. This is the alternative to just letting it play on and getting extra minutes at the end. Dosho is up, though. Not sure if he'll be subbing in or subbing out, I should say. It looks like he'll stay in and continue. You know, as a competitor, the last thing you want to do is give up your spot on the field. Dosho
came in hot on that one.
Yeah, boy, did he. So Wood now has to chase it down. Keeps it, pressure right away. He'll try to the inside, kicks it all the way up, but who was that one to? Ball will go out, and Kibanguchi will start things off. See if he hands it off to Glasser for the throw-in. And he will. This has been something we've seen. Glasser going right back to Kibanguchi. You know, clearly that's something that they've discussed before the game. Lapsley under immediate pressure by Avoce. Ball to the middle. Sanchez now takes it, kicks it away. Looks like Sanchez getting a little frustrated there as the official trying to calm him down. He didn't appreciate him kicking the ball out of bounds there. So the Aggies will start things off once again. Top side of your screen, they now try to get it down into LMU territory. It looks like Dosho will get there first. Will he? He will. But UC Davis still in control of the ball. And with Glasser wide open on this near side, the bottom of your screen, LMU's lucky they haven't spotted him yet because he is all alone, but Jackson takes another save.
Quick snap, great reflexes by Jacob Jackson. I mean, he's only a sophomore. He has great reactions. I mean, you can see that he's definitely practicing that. And, you know, this time it's great to have a goalkeeper who knows what he's doing.
Jacob Jackson, we didn't see a whole lot of him last season, but you're right, Kaylee. He is so quick, and he's able to read the ball like nobody's business, and that's part of what makes him so dangerous. He barely lets anything past him, and this season he hasn't let anything past him. As we said, no goals have been scored on the Lions since since August the 30th.
But he's definitely stepping up his game from last year. I mean, taking
Absolutely.
that big role as a sophomore.
And now the underclassmen might be in trouble there. Avoce playing some good defense as Brandon Sanchez tries to get it away. Takes his time and kicks it on up to his teammate. Williams on the far side. Waiting for it. Now Williams will take it and goes out of bounds.
Substitutions for LMU. Number 8, Will Dubay. And number 17, Jack Sauls check into the game.
So I was wondering when we were going to see Jack Sauls.
And Francis Avoce.
So Avoce now will get his first rest of the ball game. Expect to see him back towards the later stages of the second half. Doesn't look like any UC Davis subs are set to go. Nobody warming up.
Another great sub for LMU. Jack Sauls appeared 5 starts last year. He was tied for third on the team in points with 8 points in shots, and goal with 8, and tied for second on the team with goals. So definitely a great substitution, great depth in the Lions team.
Absolutely, and he's had some good opportunities so far this year. He's so quick, and he's so good at just getting past defenders and towards the middle of the box. That's kind of his signature thing. UC Davis is letting a lot of action into the middle, so maybe this is Paul Crumpy just rubbing his hands there on the sideline, waiting for Jack Sauls to make something happen. So Deschaux now under pressure immediately. UC Davis doing a much better job of putting pressure on LMU in transition. And just like that, they seem to try to pay it off. LMU is going to try to do the same thing there, and foul will be called. It'll be UC Davis with a free kick right from the center line. LMU's defense is going to have to recover quickly. They nearly get a takeaway there from Kibanguchi, who sends it all the way down to the far side, top right of your screen. LMU fighting now. Danny Garcia was in the mix there, and in comes Sanchez. Doheny Williams nearly gets it out away, but foul called once again. This time the Lions will benefit from it.
Great crossover by Doheny Williams. Came out of that. Great pass.
It's interesting because when you watch him, he doesn't appear to be that quick, but he really is. You know, you watch him back on film, and he seems like he's kind of lumbering around sometimes, but He's really not. He is so quick on his feet. I don't know how he does it. He just makes it look so smooth.
Comes out of nowhere sometimes.
He really does. So Jackson now having to play that fourth defender spot for a minute, and that was a shallow kick to Christian Wood, who nearly put one in the goal just a couple minutes ago. Less than 5 minutes left in this half. He's getting down to the wire now. Gerardo Lopez comes up way farther than we've seen him previously. He's wide open in the center now, so he may have to take it down himself. Now tries to get it off to Sauls. Brilliant kick there to the side. Let's see if they set up Sauls for that cross in the middle.
Great pass getting out of a sticky situation by a double team on Sauls.
Absolutely, that was great footwork there. Quick thinking, just a little tap off the back heel, and that's all you need. And that one kicked away with just a bit too much force on it. Lapsley will get a hand on it. Lapsley really taking his time. And you see that comparison between Jacob Jackson, who just gets the ball off immediately and lets his team go back to work. Seems like Lapsley wants to get his team refocused and give them the chance to reset, which may be the best thing right now against LMU.
And definitely as a senior, you want to command your team, and so he definitely knows what he's doing and knows how to slow the game down and get something going.
That's very true. Foul called now once again on the Aggies. LMU will take it. Maybe time for one or two more offensive opportunities here, as they nearly had it taken away. We saw Wumi Aladeitimi coming out of nowhere. LMU tried with a chance there, but no good. They're trying to set up Sauls there towards the middle, but close but no cigar. Great takeaway there. Jack Sauls in the middle, nearly got it. Almost took a cleat to the face, but LMU maintaining possession. Christian Wood now in the bottom corner. Towards the middle of your screen, top corner I should say. And LMU might have lost it there for a second. Goodman fighting for it. So is Sanchez. A little bit of sloppy passing gives the Aggies one more shot. 42.5 minutes. Time is winding down in this first half. Keeban Gucci. You can see Keeban Gucci and Lapsley communicate all the time, you know, as two big prominent leaders on the team, not only in stature but in talent and in experience. You know, you can see them really commanding this defense and setting the tone for how this UC Davis team plays. Ball now in the middle. LMU trying to get it away. Just a shade under 43 minutes.
Great command from the upperclassmen. As you said, Keeban Gucci and Lapsley as upperclassmen just commanding the team very, very well. I think you need that leadership, especially on a team.
Absolutely. It's paid off for UC Davis so far. 3-1 and 1. So 3 wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie so far. I mean, to take down a team like Air Force, that's no joke.
No joke at all.
LMU trying to make one last defensive stand here. Cross towards the middle. Dangerous. A mishandle there. Might have given him a lucky break, and both Aggies and Lions hit the turf hard.
Looks like DeSho's tripped up. His left leg not doing so hot.
We'll see how this goes. Going to come over and try to calm down DeSho. Looked to be all incidental contact, but Nick DeSho is taking a beating out there. This is the second time the clock has stopped to make sure he's all right. 43-43 is what the clock shows. Just a little bit over a minute to go. A minute and 15 seconds now. This is about enough time for each team to try to make one more offensive or defensive stand. We will get a late substitution here for the Lions.
Coming in for Duhaney.
Nick Giacalone. Duhaney Williams with a short stint out there, but
less than 1 minute to go in the first half.
Christian Wood looking for help, not finding it. He's gonna have to go low. That's not gonna fly against Keeban Gucci. He's too good of a defender. But it will go out of bounds, and they'll give it to the Aggies.
Looks like Saul was having a little bit of trouble defending that against Kibanguchi.
A slow restart is the clock is ticking. 15 seconds to go. Foul called.
9, 8, 7,
So LMU will hold on to it.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Take one more shot at it, but don't think it'll go anywhere, and that'll do it for the first half. LMU up 1-0 on the visiting UC Davis Aggies. We'll take a short break before returning to the action. I'm Jonathan Grace, joined by Kaylee Robinson. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Jonathan Grace joined by Kaylee Robinson. Welcome back, everybody. Kaylee, what a first half for LMU.
What a first half. Off to a great start so far in this beautiful afternoon here in Los Angeles. You know, Francis Avoce with the first goal and only goal of the game so far, doing very, very well.
Absolutely, and LMU doing a really nice job of, you know, trying to control the ball. I wouldn't say they had full control over it or full possession, but you know, they certainly did a good job of making transition play very difficult for UC Davis.
Definitely.
Anyone standing out to you so far, Kaylee?
You know, few that have been standing out to me are definitely Kombuche on Kombuche, or however you say it, on UC Davis. He's doing very, very well at commanding the team. And, you know, on Duhaney Williams on our side, on the Lions, is doing also very well. I think those are the standout players so far.
Absolutely. Obviously, Francis Avoce with the goal, but Duhaney Williams, always someone who's so fun to watch. As we said, you know, we were talking about him. He doesn't look that quick out there, but I think he's just so smooth. You know, he does such a good job of controlling the ball, and, you know, I think it can be almost deceptive, really, if you're guarding him, because he looks like, you know, he looks, I guess, or he is quicker than he looks. There we go.
Yes,
That's
there
what
you
I was
go.
trying to say. But as we said, he's just very smooth and very good at getting the ball past defenders, and that's what makes him so dangerous. We didn't see him play a whole lot. He didn't get that many touches, but definitely expect to see him back in the second 45 minutes.
And all of LMU's subs have been great and came into the game great and have definitely made their time worthwhile.
Absolutely, and Kaylee, this is adorable. There is a youth soccer game going on here at the center circle, and, well, this is just, if this doesn't brighten up your day, I don't know what will.
Oh, my, you know, it makes you think of your childhood and just reminiscing back and thinking, you know, how good it was to be young, you know?
Oh, absolutely. These youngsters walked out with the team. Sure, that was a fun experience for them to going a full college-size soccer pitch.
They got a few moves out there.
They
Moving
do.
pretty quick.
The LMU recruiters are watching.
Definitely.
Some
I
quick
mean,
feet
prospects
there.
in the making.
Oh, nearly in there, but a good save by number 7 in red.
Parents around cheering them on.
Absolutely. Oh,
They are into this.
Some real talent here. Uh-oh, an open net. Oh, and just barely.
Next thing you know, they're going to be playing on this soccer field.
Absolutely. I'm sure it's a little bit of deja vu for some of these guys warming up here, looking back and saying, oh boy, I remember when that was me.
Crazy to think about.
It really is. Time flies.
Easy, easy times.
It's always amazing to me the skill of these youngsters out there and who put so much time into practice after, you know, school and all that. It's so impressive.
And the talent is just getting better and better as the years go on. I mean, so many more resources to look up. YouTube, I mean, these kids are just becoming better and better as the years go on, and that's because of the resources that they have.
Oh, absolutely. Like you mentioned, if you can watch, you know, your favorite soccer players online doing the thing and make drills out of that, I mean, holy cow. It's almost as if you're going to a clinic with them. Oh, and it looks like we'll have a goal scored there by number 12.
Little celebration.
As he should. High fives from both sides. We love to see that.
So cute.
That is awesome. We'll send it to a break in just a while here, but before that, let's get some more thoughts about how this first half went, Kaylee. So it was kind of up and down for LMU. They definitely came out of the gate swinging and firing on all cylinders, and they put that goal in just over 7 minutes into this match. And boy, what a fiery start it was for LMU.
Yes, definitely. I mean, I think they should bring that fire back, and they kind of lost it as the half went on. And I think if they just keep that first starting energy, they're definitely going to do well in this second half. But, I mean, if they keep putting pressure, they kind of backed off a little bit to UC Davis, but if they keep it as they had in the beginning, they'll definitely do well in the second half.
Absolutely. We've said it a couple times over the broadcast, but momentum is so important in soccer because it can be so hard, you know, when the ball's going back and forth to get any kind of meaningful possession time. It can be really difficult. So we will see how LMU chooses to handle this. We'll cut to a short break now, and we'll be back with you shortly. You're watching LMU Lions men's soccer on the LMU Sports Network and the West Coast Conference Network as well. Welcome back, everybody, to Sullivan Field. I'm Jonathan Grace, joined by my partner, Kaylee Robinson. We welcome you along. It's been an exciting 45 minutes so far. The Lions are up 1-0 on the visiting UC Davis Aggies. or the Mustangs, depending on which part of the broadcast you listen to.
You know, either one. We could go with either one. Aggies preferably, but, you know.
I'm
it
sure
goes either way.
their SID would have something to say about that one, though.
Hopefully he's not listening. He or
Hopefully.
she.
It is the Aggies, though, in case you're wondering. We welcome you along no matter who you're rooting for here today. About 5.5 minutes left in halftime. If you joined us before, you saw probably the most adorable game of soccer ever happening in the middle of the field.
I think I want to watch that. I think they should keep that going.
I think it was the red team who came out on top 1-0.
We have a mini Nick Docho out there with the kids. Could be his little brother. Never know.
There was a little player on the red team who stood about a head and a half and taller than anybody else. And so we were saying maybe that is, you know, a little Docho out there running around.
Definitely.
It's so great that LMU does this, too, to give these young guys and girls a chance to come out and play on a big, proper field. And I'm sure that's just making their day.
100%. And, you know, making them reminisce on the times that they had and make them appreciate the game a lot more.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And on top of that, they get to watch some really good high-level soccer here. LMU, a whole nother ball club from where they were last year. I mean, seriously, it looks like a different team.
100%. I mean, they have so much versatility on their team, and a lot of people have stepped up from last year. I mean, you have our goalkeeper, Jacob Jackson, who's a sophomore, stepping up with his quick hands and quick feet, and just definitely you see a big change from last year.
Absolutely, and Jackson playing like someone with twice his level of experience. He's so poised and calm in goal. It's something that's so neat to see. Oftentimes you see goalkeepers get so frazzled and upset with their defenses, and not really Jackson. I mean, he'll go there and he'll talk calmly to his guys, and he'll say, hey, you know, this needs to happen, this needs to be different, but he's always in the right place at the right time, and he hasn't let anything past him this season yet. You know, knock on wood. I don't want to give it the old commentator's curse, but he's been an absolute force to be reckoned with.
You know, it's very interesting that you mentioned him. He is like a quiet killer out there. Usually goalkeepers are very loud, very energetic, but it's definitely the opposite for Jacob Jackson, but you can definitely tell his poise with that. But he definitely knows how to command it in a quiet way, in his own way, and definitely shows his personality through that. So I think it's very interesting, a very interesting thing about Jacob Jackson.
Oh, absolutely, and he's been a great addition to this Lions defense, and you know, who better to control your defense than someone who really knows what they're doing, and that's so important. We'll send to a quick break before returning for the second half. 45 fresh minutes will go on the clock. I'm Jonathan Grace, and this is Kaylee Robinson as well. You're watching Lions Men's Soccer on the WCC Network. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Sullivan Field. We are 40 seconds away from 45 fresh minutes on the clock. It's UC Davis and LMU here at the beautiful campus of Loyola Marymount University. If you're just joining us, welcome along. It's been an exciting first half. LMU up on UC Davis 1-0. I'm Jonathan Grace. This is my partner, Kaylee Robinson. Welcome along.
Little sun peeking out here, and then just as I say it, it goes away and the breeze comes back. Jinx it a little bit, but definitely excited for this first half. Hopefully the Lions can start it up and the Aggies can get up their defense. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think they're going to have to make some kind of change here if they want to keep up with the Lions, but LMU has done such a good job defensively collapsing on the ball. They've really made it very, very tough, and opportunities for shots have been few and far between on both sides. I mean, there's only been 12 shots total during this game, 6 apiece, 2 corner kicks apiece. You know, at first LMU was definitely out shooting the Aggies, and then the Aggies kind of came back and went on a little run of their own, but LMU is leading in the only stat category that matters, and that's the final score.
Exactly. You could see the team getting up before. They were running a few little gassers, quick turns, as opposed to the Aggies. I think they were in like more stagnant position. I think it's really good to get your blood flowing, and I think that's something the Lions do really well, is getting their blood flowing before they go out on the field, and you know, makes them very, very energetic. So I think
Absolutely, yeah. And you'll see the Lions having their little last-minute conference with Paul Crumpy, as you said, Kaylee. LMU is pretty much always the last team on the field. There are very few exceptions. They always want to try to keep that blood flowing and, you know, keep their muscles moving until the very last minute and, you know, make the most of their halftime. So both teams now on the field, officially in force. Once again, the Aggies in the road navies with gold accents and numbers. LMU in the home whites, red shorts, red numbers and accents. It's LMU who leads 1-0, but 6 shots on goal apiece. It was pretty evenly matched, Kaylee, in the first half of play, so let's see what the second 45 brings.
hopefully we can come out strong.
So LMU with a bit of a mix of their starting lineup and some subs as well. Brandon Sanchez getting in on the action right away. Holding back a little bit and not putting too much pressure on.
Brandon Sanchez quick to get that right out of the gate.
Nearly a scary moment there for the Aggies as they had to chase that one down, but Lapsley gets it up towards midfield. Now the Lions trying to go to work again. They have swapped sides. So Lions, if you're watching the first half, it looks like they're headed down the wrong side of the street here. I can assure you they're not.
Definitely not. That would be very concerning.
Cervantes now with the throw in. He'll send it back to Dosho. The Lions offense will try to go to work here. Let's see if they can clear it defensively first. A little bit too far. We've seen Dosho. He's so powerful. Sometimes he puts a little bit too much mustard on it, and that can really be costly. You know, literally throwing away possessions there sometimes.
Our mini Dosho is definitely learning.
He'll be watching on from the stands with a big smile on his face, without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
So Lapsley now start things off. Again, as you said, Kaylee, he's such a leader. He likes to take his time and allow his team to reset between each possession. UC Davis now with a chance towards the top of the box. A crossover. Jackson will reach up and get to it in time, though. 46 minutes and 35 seconds elapsed in total in the game. About 1:40 in this half so far. Jackson sends one up towards midfield.
Looks like Williams is back in the game.
Glad to see him back. I'm sure you will see him a lot. He and Liu like to trade off that near side spot. Now Cervantes towards the middle, across to Liu, running out of angle, but sends one in and saved. Well, Lapsley was able to dive on it, but Williams had a chance there. He just kind of ran out of angle, but he still managed to get it on goal.
But great ball handling from Williams. I mean, he got across that really well and got around the ball really quick.
Oh, absolutely. 2 minutes in and the Lions are already taking shots. I like what I'm seeing. again, this is something if you'd watched Lions soccer the last couple years, not really something you would see. They kind of tended to hold back a little bit, and sometimes that really worked against them. But LMU attacking on all sides this year, and it's paid off for them so far. 3-1 to start this season.
It comes with their depth on the bench as well. I mean, they have a lot of versatility.
Absolutely. That's a great point there, Kaylee. LMU really using all those subs to the best of their abilities, and something that makes LMU really dangerous. A contested ball now. Deep in UC Davis territory. Voce manages to corral it. Now he's going to wait for his offense. No, he's not. He's going to send it on down to Williams and say, here you go to work by yourself. Williams gets towards the top. Now cuts to the bottom side. Cervantes being pushed out of room, and it'll be kicked out.
Great pass from Williams to Cervantes.
They're saying Cervantes was offside, so they will hand it on over to Lapsley.
Looks like a Voce is in as well for the second half.
It's going to be a dangerous combination, Williams and Avoce. And the sun is certainly peeking through now, a little bit warmer on Sullivan Field. The grass is shining a little bit greener than it was in the first half.
Not as much wind, so easier to control the ball in the air.
A little bit more consistency there on the shots, hopefully. That one kicked away. Lapsley not sure who that was to, and now the Lions have a chance in the middle and the numbers. But a good takeaway defensively. Good calm play there by Jake Hopt to make sure it stays out of the Lions' claws. And they kick one away once again. A definite miscommunication there. Adam Mickelson waving his arm saying, dude, who are you passing it to?
He was passing it to the flag.
Apparently. Jacob Jackson now will get his first touch officially of the half. 49 minutes gone by in this half, just a shade under 10 minutes.
Noel Caliscan looks like he did something to his left leg.
Yeah, he certainly is walking very gingerly.
Looks like he's good.
So we'll see no subs lined up, but he is a little bit slow. We'll keep an eye on that and keep you updated on 29 and white. Good pressure there by UC Davis right out of the gate.
Another powerful kick by Nick Deschaux.
Both these teams coming out a little bit sloppy, actually, out of this half. Now, usually you see LMU come out either continuing the momentum from the first half or really kind of reigniting that spark that they found early on, and neither team really, putting the pedal to the metal here. A little bit of unforced errors on both sides.
Looks like a bit of lingering from both teams as well.
Cross towards the middle. Davis trying to get control of it. Great takeaway there by Brandon Sanchez as he gets it up towards the middle. Kevin Gucci had to come out and get it. Middle is wide open, but tripped up, no foul called. Possession will stay with UC Davis. A quick throw in all the way down towards the end line.
Cervantes is on it quick and ready.
Look at that, he covers off so well, even though that top side is dangerous. Great defense there by LMU on multiple tries there. Not letting anything past him. A slide tackle attempt. He's got to recover quickly. Ball towards the middle. An open shot. And just a bit outside. 51 minutes and 4 seconds. 8 shots now for UC Davis. 7 for the Lions. Williams nearly under pressure, though. Cervantes will try to take it himself now, down towards the bottom side of your screen. Brandon Sanchez. Back to Cervantes, who's running out of room. Crosses it to the middle, but no good. UC Davis will take it on back. So back and forth play, but both teams now trying to create some offense, Kaylee.
Over to number 2, Adam Mickelson.
Voce, the intended recipient there, not reaching in time. 51 minutes and 52 seconds gone by in the game as a total. Now UC Davis slows it down and settles it out. Maybe that's the best thing for them in this case. They've been pushing the envelope, and that's kind of not worked for them so far this half, Kaylee.
Definitely a good change in direction for UC Davis, and they can see that they needed to make some changes, and you can apparently see them
Cervantes now, or Brandon Sanchez tries and,
Oh,
oh boy, that was close.
hard fall by Lapsley.
Lapsley diving for it. Definitely deserved the applause there that he got from the Aggies faithful.
The effort was definitely there, you can say that. Looks like he's lingering a little bit.
A little shaken up, I'm sure. He dove all the way in the back of the goal for that one, and Sanchez's kick was millimeters off the crossbar. Lapsley
Taking his time.
a wonderful defensive recovery. This time cut him some slack for being a little bit slow. That was a heck of a fall, but great recovery there. You don't often see a goaltender retreat that quickly. But I'm sure he will be hearing footsteps now between the first goal and the 8 shots that the Lions have taken, that one included. Lapsley's seen a lot of action today. Now he'll kick it away as far from himself as possible.
Off to the show.
Now towards the middle. Still up for grabs. LMU's going to try that far side. Tripped up and out of bounds. Ball will go the Lions' way. It looked like it was going to be UC Davis ball for a second, but it's not. 53 minutes and 35 seconds gone by. Score is still 1-0 LMU. And now some back and forth play on that far side, top of your screen.
Christian Wood, it looks like, throwing the ball in.
So Kaylee, what do you think LMU's got to do here if they want to try to maintain the momentum that they've got rolling right now?
If they want to try to maintain it, I think they definitely have to keep the pressure that they had in the first half. You can see that UC Davis has kind of pushed their gameplay to a more reserved state, and so if they want to definitely make a change, they have to challenge that and kind of force the pressure so they can't be as gingerly as they're looking right now.
Absolutely. I think just keeping that pressure on as Doheny Williams gets a touch here and see if we can make something happen before the defense recovers, but great defensive play there by 22 in Navy. Hats off there, Caleb Schermacher. He subbed in about 25 minutes into the first half, and they've kept him in since, and it's been a good call. Dwayne Schaefer at the helm for the Aggies in his 23rd season. How about that? We thought Paul Crumpy had a lot with 22 seasons, but 23 seasons. Dwayne Schaefer takes the cake on that one.
Man, he has definitely had a lot of experience, and especially at UC Davis. I mean, he's had a lot of credentials that definitely make him a valuable coach to the Aggies.
Absolutely. So it looked like Havoche was going to get a touch there from Williams, but corralled well by the Aggies defense, and now they come down the other way. LMU trying to get it away. Boy, I will say this UC Davis team is fast. You know, despite the scoreboard, they are recovering like no one's business. Wumi Alade-Timi out there on that one, getting to it in speedy fashion.
Wumi from Toronto, Canada, so you can see that he's definitely not in his hometown, but, you know, having a good little run.
A lot of running indeed. The sky is definitely getting bluer. The clouds are parting. A little bit of breeze still as players hit the mat. Now a foul finally called and a stoppage of play. LMU will get the ball back. No correction, it'll be UC Davis.
Fans very upset out here.
Yeah, they're not too happy with that one. So LMU's defense now gets a chance to recover. Brandon Sanchez, it looks like, will take point on this one. 56 minutes and 35 seconds gone by in the game. Just a shade under 12 minutes in the half. UC Davis still trails by 1. Good header there defensively is going to allow LMU's defense a chance to reset, but they kick it off to Lapsley. But a little bit farther out than he's used to. Williams coming in. He's going to be quick.
Oh,
Williams took it off his arm. That'd be called for a handball. Lions faithful getting into it just as much as the players are.
Definitely.
LMU may not have come out with that second half fire, but the crowd sure did.
100%. I think they picked it up for them.
Wonder if Paul Crumpy came out and had a word with the fans at halftime.
Instead of the team, he
Fire
came to the
them up.
fans.
Now Francis Avoce, top of the box, cross to Williams, no good, and he fights for it. And Lapsley was ready for the quick restart, but that was a good opportunity there. I love this Francis Avoce Doheny Williams combination. They're so good together.
You know, I was just going to comment on that. They really work well together, and you can see the dynamic between them.
We've seen a couple times now Williams trying to cross to Avoce. On that one, Avoce ran into trouble, got it off to Williams, who was right there already waiting for him. These guys have an almost sixth sense when it comes to that. So impressive.
Williams and Avoce are both juniors as well, so, I mean, another strong upperclassman leadership from the Lions.
That's true, and that means they've been playing together now for 3 seasons, so they know how each other operates, and they're able to use that knowledge to their advantage.
You could definitely see that on the field. They work very, very well together and know each other's strengths and weaknesses for sure.
Absolutely. So UC Davis now trying to do something offensively, but kicked away once again by LMU. Still back and forth. UC Davis really having a hard time of clearing the ball. LMU, what they've, brought out of the locker room in the second half. At first it was a little lackluster and slow, but certainly not anymore.
Number 11, CJ Neville checking back in.
CJ Neville is back in the game for Williams.
Crowd very happy about that one. Williams, it's interesting. He gets subbed out after these short stints, but maybe that is what works best for him. There we go.
There we go. Little tongue twister.
Can't speak today. But CJ Neville certainly a good replacement. We saw him as one of the starters, and he's so efficient. He's going to get some action right away. This is going to be a foot race to the end line. Will they let it go out of bounds? No, they won't. Saves it.
CJ Neville very, very pressure-oriented.
It's amazing how quick these guys are. Their feet will go out of bounds, but it's all about where the ball is, and how quickly they're able to recover and keep the ball in play sometimes is just amazing. I mean, on that last one, you could put a piece of tissue paper between the ball and the end line, and they got to it in time.
They definitely know how to control the ball very, very well, and especially playing all these years. I mean, I'd hope that they can control the ball well. I mean, that's why they are where they are.
Two very high-powered teams who love to shoot. Been 16 goals so far, so not as many shots on goal as they would have liked to see, but still in the second half they've done quite a lot of shooting on both sides. 60 minutes and 25 seconds have gone by in the game.
I think it's so impressive to see the footwork of all of these athletes. I mean, it's crazy, especially in soccer. You see the footwork of all of these athletes, and they're so crazy. Like, the things that they can do with their feet is amazing.
It really is. And as you said, it comes down to all that practice and the time and the countless hours. They always talk about putting your 10,000 hours in, and these guys have got to be pretty close by now.
Definitely.
I mean, we saw it with the youngsters on the field, how quickly they start and, how good they are at that age. It's amazing what they turn into, as they reach the collegiate and for hopefully some of these guys the professional level. So Lapsley having to recover now. 61.5 minutes gone by. Kicks it way out towards the fans.
Looks like Sanchez and Avoce working together.
Looks like Alex Liu will be checking in.
Back in the game from his start in the first half.
So Derek Goodman, who's had a long stint on the field now, will finally take a break. So Alex Liu, this is dangerous now. We see Cervantes and Liu trying to work it down on this near side corner. Cervantes says, I'll just take it myself, and hands it off to Liu at the last moment, who airmails one away. Good distance on that one.
There was a basketball hoop, it would definitely be in.
Alex Liu with a new LMU shot put record there on that one.
Joining the track team sooner?
Get the intramural kickball team out.
Oh, for sure.
It's going to be dangerous if these soccer players ever formed an intramural kickball team.
Oh, 100%. I think they should start that.
UC Davis now trying to work towards the middle. No one there, though. LMU will get a chance as Avoce chases it down. He might have a one-on-one opportunity here if he's quick, but he's going to decide to settle and let his team catch up with him first. Smart play there. And Alex Liu, again, in now off the substitution. We're excited to see him go to work. LMU's got numbers. Liu going to try to race for it just a bit to his inside.
Definitely jumping on that by Liu, though.
Good defensive recovery there by Sean Bittler.
Double teamed.
Double teamed right off the bat there. And Liu, who's used to being double teamed now, doing a lot of work defensively, something he's not used to, but he can use that speed to his advantage. And he's so good at just, breaking down, getting low, and staying on the hips of his offender.
Avoce all over the place, it seems. He's very, very quick to get on.
It's so nice to see, too, I'm sure, for Paul Crumpy, a player, that can play so well offensively but can recover and be a defensive threat as well. He's someone who shows that utility and versatility, I should say, really, really important on a team like this.
That's why he's such a great player, and that's why you see him out there so much, is because he's so versatile, and he definitely contributes so much to the team.
Absolutely. Bittler with a quick restart there. Up to Keeban Gucci, who sends one all the way down to the other side. Cervantes got a head on it, though. Wow. Able to disrupt that play. He recognized that LMU wasn't recovered defensively yet, and he did a good job of stepping in front of that one.
Adam Mickelson throwing it in.
So UC Davis now trying to work up top instead of going all the way down to the middle. Now they cut straight down, but LMU collapses once again. They're going to have to try something else. This hasn't worked yet. Oh, and it looks like we've got a Lion down there. He's clutching his stomach. That's 29 in white. Noel Calixon, excuse me.
Everybody's made that mistake.
Looked like he might have taken a knee or a foot to the chest there, and
we're getting beat up quite a bit today here, the Lions.
Good sportsmanship there on the field. Nice to see their Wumi Alade Timi coming over to make sure he's all right. He'll muscle through, though, and keep it going. We do have a sub ready for the Lions. We'll keep you updated on that number as information comes in. CJ Neville nearly getting down towards the box, but getting tripped up and right back to his feet, ready to go. And here's the sub.
Substitution for LMU. Checking the game first time today, number 18, Wills Martin. He replaces
Wills Martin replacing Francis Avoce. That's a surprising substitution, Kaylee, especially this late in the game.
Really, really surprising that they're taking Avoce out. I mean, I think he has been playing so much, you got to get him a little bit of rest.
Oh, and Alex Liu being just pushed off there. Not sure how the ref didn't see that one. It's Brandon Sanchez now being tripped up, and a foul will be called. LMU will get the ball back.
Fans are very, very happy about that. You can see the passion. I think you can definitely see that they're so into this game, and I love to see that from fans. It just makes the game so much more entertaining to be at.
Oh, absolutely. It really just shows you, too, how passionate these fans are about their team. A lot of these are parents, family, and friends out there to support their son, their nephew, whoever, even just friend, fellow student. You know, a lot of these games, too, towards the beginning of the weekend, we'll see the Black and Gold Lions come out. They're the LAFC support club on campus, and they'll bring drums and flags and smoke bombs, and it's a big, big to-do. Oh, and you got to be careful. There's nearly some extracurricular activities there on the sidelines, but everyone's staying clean. 67 minutes and 7 seconds have gone by.
Oh.
Keeban Gucci getting into it there.
This is with number 18, Wills Martin, placed for Avoce.
So you can see how late in the game, Kaylee, it does start to get very chippy and very physical, and this is when things can really come undone and the train can go totally off the rails if you're not careful.
Very much so, and I mean, Wills Martin handled himself very, very well right there. You could have automatically resorted to emotions, but I definitely think he handled that really well.
It's going to be so tough, though, all that adrenaline pumping. I mean, you're an athlete at the collegiate level. You know this probably better than anybody.
Yeah. I mean, playing softball all my life, you know that definitely things can get heated, but you have to contain yourself because for the betterment of the game, you can't take yourself out of that situation.
Liu loses it in the sun there, but it was too high anyway. Not sure that anyone could have gotten to it in time.
The sun is definitely back out, and Leo can contest to that.
So Arston, Citizen, and Hazel now checking in for the Aggies. 3 sets of fresh legs. We'll see how that affects their game. Dwayne Schaefer hoping that maybe this substitution will breathe some new life into this team. Ball kicked out right away. Cervantes now looking for help right away. He'll get it. All the way to the far side. The danger of those long crosses, though, is it gives the defense a time to run over to it.
Looks like it was going quite to his teammate, but Noah Caliscan definitely missed it for just quite a bit.
It was so close, but it's probably a cliche in sports at this point, but it's kind of a game of inches sometimes.
Yes, definitely.
UC Davis now working to the outside. We said they had to try something different, and they will.
Quick
now going
feet.
that low side, cross to the middle, but Dochot gets in the way of it. Cervantes flying in and a hard shot there. He's slow to get up, but foul will be called.
I believe on Max Arfston, number 11.
Fans not pleased with that on either side. That was a hard hit. Cervantes was okay. These guys are getting knocked around out here.
Definitely, I mean, on both sides.
Absolutely. Tripped up there towards the end line. It is getting chippy and physical. Closing 20 minutes in this game. We are 70 minutes in.
And the sun is out.
It certainly is. Can be so hard too. You've been used to playing in the shade with that marine layer over you, and all of a sudden you got to worry about glare. Can totally change your dynamic.
Definitely something to worry about, especially for the athletes on the right side of the field. I mean, they have that sun in their eyes, as Liu has experienced so far.
Absolutely. Now
Great
Liu cutting
crossover.
down. Can he get the shot off before he runs out of angle? He gets the cross, but it's interrupted.
Oh, looks like he had a
Sanchez.
handball.
Good eye there, Kaylee. I didn't even catch that one. So it will be a handball. But it'll be called on LMU.
Number 10, Brandon Sanchez. Looks like he kind of bent over and accidentally hit it.
Second LMU handball we've seen so far. So Wallace Lapsley taking his time once again. 71 minutes and 10 seconds have gone by. He sends one up towards the middle of the field. See who comes away with it. Liu fighting for it.
Nice.
And he'll run out of room. It'll stay with UC Davis. Luke Hazel now with the throw-in. Seeing him for the first time today after he subbed in just a few minutes ago.
Passed off to Andy Velasquez, who's back in the game.
So ball still up for grabs in the middle of the field. LMU trying to control the pitch as much as they can. Immediate pressure there. They're going to have to go back to Jackson. It can be hairy, though, if you don't pull that off just right.
Great pass by Noel.
Now Liu, let's see what he chooses to do with it this time. Will he go to the top side? Yes, he will. Going to try to make it to the middle before anyone gets there, but settles it down and lets his offense recover. Smart play there by number 15.
Looks like the Lions are getting a lot smarter with their passing and noticing that the Aggies are staying kind of reserved, so they're taking advantage of that.
Absolutely. Gaten Rao now checking back in. And Danny Garcia as well. Brandon Sanchez will come out, and Leo Zuli will as well. So the Parisian now back in. Right in that center mid position. He'll get the ball first off, but it'll be kicked away.
Gaten Rao quick on it.
Rao putting great pressure, nearly got on that one. Boy, I'll tell you what, he looked like a linebacker flying in trying to block the kick.
Definitely.
Oh, and that's not the pass you want, but maybe it is. I was going to say, you don't want to pass it into a triple team, and Cervantes will get the throw in. See if he utilizes Liu on the bottom side. He won't. But watch Liu. They start to drift away from him ever so slightly.
Good
nice
pass
little
by
cross
Danny
there.
Garcia.
Good pass indeed, and tripped up, and towards the middle of the box. Can he get the shot off? Across instead. Goes for the header, hard contact. CJ Neville took a knock on the noggin there.
You know, I always wonder why. You can see that number 34, Narciso Cervantes, has a little headband on him. I mean, there's so many concussions that happen in soccer. I'm surprised that not all of them wear it.
That's very true. You know, with the amount these guys use their head, especially on the defensive side of the field, we've seen Nick Doe show countless times. It's surprising he's not seeing birds at this point.
Exactly. I mean, I would. Little trip by Noel.
A little bit of a trip there, and that will be a foul called, and it will be a yellow card by Noel Calixon. Looked like 22 is maybe milking that one just a little bit.
You can see that soccer players tend to do that a lot.
Caleb Schumacher seemed to be writhing in agony, and the second he saw the yellow card, poof, he's all better.
Magically.
So it'll be a free kick now for the Aggies. Number 20 will take it just a little bit shy of midfield. It'll be Jake Hopt. 74 minutes and 17 seconds into the game. Play will resume. So let's see what UC Davis has cooked up offensively. A little bit of a shot off, but Jackson all over it.
Easy money for Jacob Jackson.
He's been so efficient today. It's really fun to see. You know, it's always interesting how they choose to credit saves or no saves in soccer. Jackson credited with 3 saves. That'll be his 4th. Although it seems like he's made more than that.
Definitely.
I think sometimes the stat sheet doesn't reflect all the sacrifices and risk that the goalies are putting themselves in.
UC Davis. Number 23, Connor Tipton, replaces number 9.
Connor Tipton checking back in for UC Davis.
Number 24, Waylon Shin, replaces number
Be joined by Waylon Shin wearing number 24. 75 minutes into this ball game, LMU leads 1-0. UC Davis trying to do everything they can now to claw back.
You see they're subbing people in, trying to make something happen, get that different look.
A little bit of action towards the far side of the box there on the left side of your screen.
corner kick for UC Davis.
Now a corner kick for UC Davis. This will be their 3rd of the ball game. Haven't seen a corner kick at all this half from either side. So let's see where they place it. It's shallow on the ground. This can be dangerous. They do put it into the middle, though, and they're going to punt it away. Liu now gets it out of harm's way. Great defense from the Lions.
Get that out very, very efficiently. Great job by Liu.
We saw Gaten Rao coming all the way in. He nearly caught Lapsley out of position. That can be very dangerous. We saw Brandon Sanchez already try to do that this game. 76 minutes and 20 seconds. Gaten Rao now taking it. The Lions don't have the numbers. The Aggies do. They'll get it off to Liu. Liu now working the box. Cross, it's a little bit shallow. Looked like he maybe could have taken that himself. Sometimes Liu is a little bit selfless with the ball, and times maybe he should be a little more selfish. He's got the skills to get it past basically the whole of the UC Davis defense if he really wants to.
The speed and the agility, 100%.
LMU gets it right on back. Just under 77 minutes here. Time is kind of winding down here for UC Davis. It's go time now for the Aggies.
Oh.
Beautiful scissor kick. Oh, my goodness.
Almost turned you into a bicycle there.
How about that? Bend it like Beckham.
Man, I mean, I could do that too if you wanted me to. But
I mean, you are the college athlete of the two of us. So
I just don't want to show off too much. Don't want to show off.
Keeban Gucci doing the most there on that one. Wow.
Definitely see the athleticism.
That was almost a SportsCenter top 10 for a second there.
Oh. Da-na-na, da-na-na.
Cheers of "Let's go Lions" coming from the crowd now as the Lions faithful hoping to fire up their team. Some quick passing there. Cervantes still fighting for it. Just like that, the Aggies have a chance.
Very quick feet by Max Arfston.
Let's see how they handle this one. They had numbers for a second, almost in a fast break type situation, but didn't really capitalize on it. They're going to try to work it back towards the middle of the field. This hasn't worked before, but they try the header. No good. I will say, though, UC Davis is now trying to put the pressure on LMU in the form of as many shots as possible.
Definitely. I mean, it's a definite change from last half, and you can see that they're making changes. And, I mean, it's putting pressure on LMU, so it's working so far.
Absolutely. Will Martin clocks out for the time being. Looks like Francis Avoce will come back in.
Got a little rest there.
He is the lone goal scorer of the contest today. Jackson sends one away. It's going to be a foot race now as Lopez tries to get it up to his midfielders. He does. CJ Neville tries to get it off to Gaten Rao. It's a little bit too far, but Francis Avoce trying to get on it as well.
Almost there by Avoce.
Kicked it off, and now Gaten Rao all alone in the center of the field takes one just a little bit high.
So close.
But he put more than enough power on it to get it there. Just a little bit high. That's a good take, though, from the Parisian.
Kind of jealous of where he's from. Always wanted to go to Paris.
That takes going home for Thanksgiving to a whole new meaning.
100%. That's a great way.
Just under 80 minutes have elapsed. Little under 11 to go. UC Davis trying everything they can. They're throwing shots at LMU left and right, but LMU keeps firing back. Now Cervantes is going to try. Great defense there. He trips him up. No foul called. The officials say play on.
Great job by Cervantes by getting that out of number 11, Max Arfston.
Absolutely, you can see he broke down there. He stayed calm and he just tracked the ball all the way and made a good play. So we are into the 80th minute. We will get two substitutions for the Lions. Well, here they come. They subbed out at the same time.
Williams back in.
This is interesting, though. He's replacing Alex Liu, and Gaten Rao now taking a seat as well after some impressive play.
Have the combo back together, Williams and Avoce.
Certainly hope so. I know Paul Crumpy hopes so. Well, let's see what they can do in the closing minutes here. We are in the home stretch, ladies and gentlemen. 80 minutes and 57 seconds. When we go to Lion down, we may stop the clock here.
Looks like Noel.
It does look like Callixon, yeah. And now we'll stop the clock.
Looks like he's struggling a little bit.
He is writhing in pain. The training staff comes over immediately.
He did get beaten up a little earlier with his left leg. He was struggling a little bit. So maybe that has something to do with it, maybe not.
Could be. Could have tweaked something, maybe a knee or an ankle. Obviously, you hope not.
I mean, you already have Bastian Oberly out, so another one.
And that's a big loss at the midfield for sure. And, you know, that can be something, Kaylee, that turns a whole season around. You get 2 prominent players out, and just like that, the whole balance and dynamic of the team is off.
Definitely, but I think having the balance of all of the players on the bench compared to, I mean, you look at over UC Davis, they don't have as many, but having the versatility that we've always talked about in the LMU Lions is very, very beneficial.
Absolutely. Sometimes that depth can work to your advantage in situations like this, although it's unfortunate and that's not the way you want to get playing time.
Yeah.
But, you know, in a situation like this, that can help.
Looks like he's coming out the field.
So Calixon, after braving that one, not quite sure what happened, but he took a big hit. He was down for quite a while.
See who's going to sub in for him.
So as it stands, LMU has shot on the UC Davis goal 11 times with 2 corner kicks. UC Davis 3 corner kicks and 13 shots deep in Lions territory. So let's see what happens here as we are 81 minutes into this contest. 81 minutes and 8 seconds to be exact. Clock has stopped. LMU still leads by 1.
Got a sub in for Noel. Looks like number 15. Oh, nope, that's not number 15, number 16. Leo Zuli coming in.
It's always tricky sometimes with the jersey font numbers and
I know, it really is hard, especially from a distance.
to bring the binoculars out. Well, Lapsley will get things going here. Once again, we are into this one. Less than 9 minutes to go. It's now or never for UC Davis. Some pushing and shoving there as Brandon Sanchez takes one off the back of the head.
Definitely did not feel good.
You know, it's one thing if you're expecting the ball to hit you and then you header it. You know, there's techniques and stuff involved in that, but that one caught him completely by surprise.
He was already down when it hit him.
Absolutely. Sanchez is up and ready to go again. And now we'll actually get things rolling. Here we go. UC Davis now at the center X trying to work down to the near side here. We have foot race and Cervantes gets beat, but now he has the chance to dictate which way his attacker goes. Great defense there by Williams.
Partner Avoce coming in.
A great little team up there, but the Aggies get it back across towards the middle, way too high. Seemed like they kind of forced it a little bit. Great job there keeping the ball in play. CJ Neville now fighting for it. Across there, not really to anybody in particular. The Lions will try to clear it to midfield so as to not let UC Davis get any more offensive touches if they can help it, but the Aggies do stay in control of the ball.
It's out on the Lions.
So 82.5 minutes in. Slower restart from UC Davis. They wait for the whistle. Now we'll get the free kick. Long ball towards the goal, and Jackson covers it off, no problem. Made that one look easy, Kaylee.
Very, very easy. He's done some work in this game and this season so far. I mean, great show by Jacob Jackson.
Absolutely. Sanchez trying to handle it towards the middle of the field. Now they try the far side, cut it in towards the middle. Avoce gets called off sides.
The fans do not agree with that one.
Those offsides calls can be so tough to spot because depending on where you sit, it can really change how you look at it.
And it's so complicating. I mean, all the intricacies of the offsides.
Absolutely. I'm sure even as a ref down there, it's hard to see.
Yeah. That's why there's so many of them.
LMU trying to do as much as they can defensively. Now they got a one-on-one situation in the box. They avoid it beautifully. And Williams trying to get it out, but he's under pressure right away. Takes a tumble. Can they get it out of trouble? It looks like they can. Most of the UC Davis team has already retreated. They'll send one down. And at this point, you think LMU's just trying to eat clock a little bit. You know, that being said, they're not letting off the gas one bit.
Definitely trying to narrow it down as it comes closer to an end. I mean, that's a really good strategy, but also pressing as well.
So UC Davis now trying that far side, and they get tangled up. It doesn't look like a foul will be called. It will be called. The referee looked like they were hesitating a little bit, maybe potentially deciding whether or not they should call a foul, and they did. And CJ Neville is not pleased with that one. The official had to tear the ball out of his hands.
Was not happy.
No. That's putting it lightly. Just a shade under 85 minutes have gone by.
See what the Aggies can do here in these last 5 minutes.
So we'll send one in. Could have been a shot there. It goes a little bit wide. Let's see how they handle it. The Aggies now working this near side. Bottom of your screen, left corner. They try to get it to the middle. Doheny Williams with a good stop there. Possession will stay with the Aggies. No, it won't. Look at that. Cervantes up to midfield. In traffic is Avoce.
Double teamed on number 24.
Right away. Good job there of LMU's defense of collapsing as it did, as you said, Kaylee. Williams now taking it all by himself. He's got to be careful, though. He gets it off to Avoce, who's now in a double team and gets past it.
Great footwork there by Avoce. Gets out of that really well.
So LMU, despite the lead, is not giving up on this one. They want to keep pushing until the final whistle blows. You love to see that.
Can never be too comfortable, especially with a 1-0 lead. I mean, one goal changes the game.
It really does. An equalizer is all it takes to send this thing into overtime. There's just a little bit less than 4 minutes to do it. The Aggies get the job done, or will the Lions come away with 4 wins in a row? Let's see.
They can get a 5th.
They certainly hope so, I can tell you that. .86.5 minutes. Time is winding down in less than 3.5 to go.
Aggies, I'm sure, are stressing right now, seeing that there's only 3 minutes left on the clock. I mean, trying to do something, get it in that net.
This is where you really see a team's true colors. Do the Aggies accept a loss and let off the gas, or they try to do a little bit of damage control and just force the envelope as much as they can? The Lions will just be playing keep away at this point.
Definitely.
It can be so frustrating when you want to get the ball back so badly and you just can't. These guys spend hours in practice just, doing box drills, trying to keep the ball away from each other. They know what they're doing, and they've practiced for situations like this. You never want to let up.
It definitely shows.
The Lion taking a tumble all by himself. They're not really sure what that was about.
Don't know what happened. Maybe a little bump in the grass.
A yellow card will be shown. And it will be shown to a UC Davis player. We'll get you a number as it comes in. Looks like it was 17. Jacob Rudolph, who was shown the yellow card. And he is absolutely livid. Had to be torn away. Correction, it was Andy Velasquez, number 14. Boy, the shirt fonts strike again.
They do. I mean, it's hard. That's why we got people to keep us in check.
Absolutely. Thank you to our PA man for correcting us there. So now UC Davis, you can see how quickly they want to restart things. They huck it all the way downfield.
You can see them rushing and trying to get that in because they know the time is running out.
Absolutely. Fighting tooth and nail at this point. And Jackson waiting to the last moment.
Getting as far as away as he can. Just chasing that time down.
UC Davis trying to force it, but LMU's defense has recovered beautifully all game, especially in this second half. They came out a little bit slow out of the gate, but then really recovered well, both literally and metaphorically. 88 minutes gone by. It's officially the final countdown here now.
Coming down to the last wire, and the Aggies are definitely under pressure now. See if it'll get to them.
This is a time when you really see a team's true colors. Do they let up, or do they start to make mistakes and get a little bit frazzled?
Let's see what they do here.
This is it. Less than a minute and a half to go, Kaylee.
See what the Aggies can do.
They're going to have time for, looks like, one more offensive stand, and that'll be it. So the Lions have just about 60 seconds or so to make this happen.
Looks like they're doing a great job of pressing. Oh, and he's down.
Oh, and that is
hard to tell who was down
Yeah.
there. I'm trying to see the number, can't see it.
It looked for sure like it was an Aggie who pushed a Lion down. I'm not quite sure who it was.
And that comes with the pressure of having a minute left on the clock. I mean, you see just the intensity of the Aggies team just rise immensely.
Absolutely. I think Jai Citizen was lucky to get away with just a regular foul there on that one.
Coming down to an end here. 20 seconds left.
So LMU, as you said, just playing keep away at this point, 15 seconds to go. You know, they don't want to let off the gas just yet, but in the closing 10 seconds, I think this will do it.
Fans counting down. And the Lions take another win. That's their 4th win in a row, if I'm correct.
Yes, you are correct indeed. And the streak is alive for Jacob Jackson. No goals allowed in his sophomore career. Hats off to him.
Francis Avoce with the only goal. But it definitely did him justice.
Oh boy, did he ever. Francis Avoce scoring just a little under 8 minutes into this game, and the Lions were pulling away from him ever since. It was a beautiful game for the Lions. Paul Crumpy is going to be happy with that one, and love to see this after good sportsmanship on the field. Both teams shaking hands despite the, you know, roughhousing that was going on the field there. But boy, that was a great game for LMU. We got some youngsters out to watch the game. Sure, they had a lot to learn today. You know, you're watching two very good high-level teams that on paper are pretty evenly matched. But, you know, Kaylee, I think it was down to LMU's defense today that really did it. They didn't allow UC Davis to take over at all, despite the fact that the Aggies outshot the Lions 13-11. LMU's defense was a brick wall today.
Definitely did them justice and obviously came out on a win.
Absolutely. Well, that'll do it for us here at Sullivan Field. On behalf of Kaylee Robinson, I'm Jonathan Grace. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back very soon. The Lions advance to 4-1 on the seasons. The Aggies fall to 3-2-1. As we said, that'll do it. I'm Jonathan Grace.